Swagger, I was wondering, so what's your current feelings, in this current market conditions? It's a little on edge for some people. And do you think this is a good time for a project to launch? That's basically it.
Yeah. No, I think there's the clever answer, and then there's my just boring answer. And I think right now is just not a good time to launch. I think there will always be projects that it's depending on the specifics, it's totally fine. I think we might start to move to like that um period where slow mints become, more standard, and we get away from the hyped kind of stuff and the flipping and everything like that. But I think right now it's from at least the project success standpoint, it's really tough to swim uphill against the market here, and with everything with the economy, with the state of crypto, everything like that, and high risk assets not doing too hot. It's tough, and from just looking out for the investor, or for the NFT holder, if you launch right now, you're going to have your diehard fans buy in, and there's a big chance that you're not going to sell out. And if you don't have the funds, from who you can sell it to, and that project fails, you're just going to end up, hurting those diehard fans and your holders. So I think it's almost in their best interest that you launch in an environment where your project has the best chance of success, because then that's going to give them the best chance of success as well. So there's always going to be what would you say, um, edge cases, and there are those that might incite kind of a mini NFT bull run. We saw it with goblins and things like that. But yeah, I would hold off for a little bit until things start to bottom, is my personal opinion.
Yeah, those are actually interesting insights because I kind of think about the opposite on that end a little bit. And it really does depend, right? I think that could be the answer, right? And it really, when it comes down to it, it's about actually planning and making sure that you have something that's sustainable and that has longevity, right? And people and investors can really see that from a project owner's perspective if they're really putting in the time and energy to really think far out rather than the short term of just getting that hype up, building it up, and then minting out, right? And then they're left with, okay, I have all this money now. What do we do, right?
Hmm.
um, so I really think I like your perspective. I think that it really depends on the project and the goals and the strategy behind it and what they're really set out, the problem that they're set out to really solve, right? Because you see a lot of projects come in here and they start up their own thing, try to build up their brand, but the utility behind it is really lacking, and it can really damage them, like you said, and make the investors kind of wean off of it. So I don't know if Richard wants to add on from that too, from investing in so many projects, but that's just my point of view from there.
Yeah, so the thing I'll say, I mean, I follow the data, and if you look at, if you get lost in the numbers of sales, like volume, like the amount of ETH, that's really misleading right now, due to numerous factors. The biggest, that ETH is like a third of what it was a while ago. But if you look at actual wallets entering the space, and sales volume, by like NFT, um, that's where you're seeing, the growth is continuing. In fact, uh, like we had that big drop in January, which we talked about quite a few times. We can clearly see in the data that a lot of the market really truly did panic. I mean, it was just a little blip in the demand curve. You can see, I think we went from like what 500,000 wallets in like 2020 to like we're over like 30 million wallets now. So you're seeing tons of people. I mean, that's like 10% of the American the population of our country, right, of US. So I'm seeing really great things all around. And I think the other thing is, obviously, if you look across the the whole environment, right? Yeah, we're not seeing as many flourishing, right? The market's much more demanding, and I think right now you're seeing a huge evolution, but you are seeing, just as Mark was saying, the projects that are that are putting forth the work. They have, you know, some preparation, and maybe, you know, they're taking the utility and, you know, things like that to a whole nother level. You know, they're flourishing, and I think you'll see more of that in the future, where we'll see the experience build and evolve into things that some of us can't even imagine, you know. So I see really, really big things happening. And just, you know, even for I think it was like Silicon Valley, right? They just did a whole report where I think there was like 3 top execs just were taken off. They were stolen by the crypto scene. So, you know, just a sign of what's to come.